Hey, 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 everyone. What is going on? What is going on, Antonio?
What's up, Mama? Miss Sabrina.
I know it's been a long time. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you so much for everyone that's going to be joining us in the chat today, who's going to be watching the replay as well. Thank you for joining us on another episode of The Missing Link. And today I have Antonio, the Cuban cigar smoker.
Thank
Antonio
you. Thank
Lamberti.
you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. I'm happy to see you.
I'm
It's beautiful as always, you know, uh, and I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. I'm happy to have you here. I know you and I, we have been friends, associates for at least 20 years.
Actually, yeah, probably more than that. Yeah.
Right. It's been a very long time. And when I first got into the DC area and you were on the radio, and I don't even want to get too much into it because it's going to start telling too much of you.
Hilarious.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I just want to jump right in. I don't like to waste any time, and everyone knows what the missing link is, and I'm here to pretty much link people like yourself to individuals, like-minded individuals, and individuals that might be interested in what you have going on with your entrepreneurship and your journeys within that, and what you did previously and what you do now, and just giving some insight on how to exactly get to where you are right now for anyone that's interested in your industry or your line of work, which we're getting ready to get into. So I'm going to jump right in. My first question to you is, who is Antonio Lambertis?
Antonio Lambert is a Afro Latino male who was born in New York City, raised in Puerto Rico, who had the blessings to have a mother who supported and understood his purpose in life. Antonio, the Cuban cigar smoker, is a guy who believes in not giving up. He can't give up no matter what. Been underdog. Even when I was in radio, I was considered an underdog. Spanish being my first language, um, and always ready to pick myself up when I either screw up or I get knocked down. So that's me.
I completely get it. You sound a lot like me. Definitely. Okay, so where are you from? Where did you grow up?
Well, I grew up in Puerto Rico. So when I was 3 years old, my mother separated herself from my pops. She couldn't get back to Cuba, so we went to Puerto Rico.
Mm.
Had an aunt in Puerto Rico, so I was there throughout my entire elementary, middle school, high school, and then the day of my prom, I moved. I mean, after I graduated, I moved to New York. Was in New York for like another 3 to 4 years, and my mom was like, "You need to go to college," because I was running a family business at the time. We had a secondhand store,
Mm.
and she's like, "Nah, this can't be the future for you. You got to." So I was playing basketball at the time, and I was somebody saw me and asked me where I played for, and I was like, "I'm in the University of Life. No,
Right.
I'm not going to college." And then they was like, "Yo, why don't you try? We will be, I know somebody be interested in you." And I visited some HBCUs, and in this program called Operation Athlete. So they took 15 guys from New York City, traveled in the springtime to all the HBCUs. You play basketball against the team, and if they like you, they offer you a scholarship. And at first, I was going to go to Hampton, and saw those pretty ladies like yourself out there, saw that beautiful lake and all that. Then my mom said to me, "Hey, listen, you can't come back in 3 months," talking about, I had too much of a good time down there. So then
Yeah.
my second option at the time was Bowie State University, which is in Maryland.
Mm.
So I thought it was perfect because the campus was away from everything.
Mm.
I didn't want to go to Howard because I didn't want to leave Brooklyn to be back in Brooklyn. So, in the city and that life. So I went to Bowie. And when I was in Bowie, That's how I ended up getting down to DC.
Right. Wow. I never knew that. I never knew that. That's
Yeah.
crazy. So you were born in Puerto Rico. You grew up in Puerto
I was
Rico.
born in New York, and I
Okay,
grew
you
up
were.
in Puerto Rico.
Oh, okay, okay. So, okay, so do you have a second language? Because you do have an accent.
Spanish.
So do you speak that fluently?
I do. On the my brother calls me on the regular. If I run to some Mexicans out here, I like to surprise them because they've never seen somebody that's black and that can speak Spanish. There's only got Mexicans out here. Mexicans in El Salvador. It's not like the East Coast that they have Dominicans, Cubans, Puerto Ricans, Colombians that we are the darker shades. So
Right.
when I speak Spanish, you're like, what's going on here? How you know Spanish so well? So I always be laughing though.
That is so crazy. That's funny. Okay. All right. So growing up, what did you want to be growing up?
It's funny because I knew that I wanted to be in entertainment, and I knew I
Mm.
wanted to be entertainment because of my personality. I was always the the clown of the class. I was I was such a clown that I got left back in the seventh grade. Right? 'Cause
Did
there
you?
was- I'll never forget it. There was this guy in Puerto Rico that was his, he was Dominican, but he was like one of the biggest bands in the world. His name was Johnny Ventura, and he was like this black guy. He just dance and sing. So I used to go to school and just act them out,
Mm.
and they were like, "Nah, we're not having this over here." So I got it back, but I knew I wanted. That's one of the reasons. And what people also don't know, which is the funniest thing in the world, is I tried out for Menudo, like the big Ricky
I
Martin.
remember Menudo.
So the funny part about that is that people don't understand, and this we had this conversation the other day, but being black and Latino is always not been the cool stuff.
Mm.
If you look at our Latino stations, you don't see people that look like me, my color, my size. It just we get discriminated. I never forget, I was in line for like 6 hours, convention center line. What they had these open stuff. I got in the room, and before I opened up my mouth, I was like, "Thank you. You're not what we're looking for." Like I straight up, no, thank you. Next. That's so, but I still knew that I want to be an entertainment because I used to watch TV out there, and I used to be like, "Wow, why does nobody like me being the anchor in the news? Why nobody like me is the lead in a telenovela? If I see somebody that was black Latino, it was playing an instrument or playing a sport. That's the
Mm.
only time you see them on TV. You wasn't seeing us on TV, lead roles, supporting roles, any role. And the way they get away with it is that they say, "Well, we hiring Latinos." You see what I'm saying? So if you say I'm gonna hire Latinos, this is a station for Latinos. That the color barrier for them, they protect themselves. So it's still to this day. You might get now maybe a 1% of Afro Latinos, that in the business. There's a lot of people that people don't know that are Latinos,
Mhm.
but they have to go for African American roles. The business still has not catch up, and these guys exist. These guys can do the job. That's why the Oscars was so huge with that young lady winning the Oscar as an Afro Latino woman and letting people know, because you know that in itself is something that even make me happy. That changes the ball game, the spectrum, the look, the everything. Now I know I'm not the only one that wants to be in entertainment. Now I know that there's a lot of people that feel the way that I feel, and because it's not easy,
Right.
especially if you Afro Latino. But from when I was young, I knew it was entertainment. Didn't know which lane of entertainment, but I knew it was entertainment.
So with that being said, what do you do now?
Well, I'm a full time actor. I'm also producing. Um, One thing that I always try to do is that so I'm not like your regular actor. I did not decide to at 18 years old, 16 years old, to go out here and
Pursue acting.
pursue acting.
Mhm.
I'm gonna be 55 this year.
Really? Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna be 55.
Antonio.
So, but my journey has prepared me tremendously to get to where I'm at. And I think the beauty of acting is there's no age.
Right.
It's not like it's not like being a hip hop artist.
Hmm.
You can't say I'm 54 and I'm gonna become a rapper. That's not gonna happen. You can't say you technically can't really say I'm gonna be an R&B artist or singer. It becomes tough, right?
Yeah.
So uh, one of the things I did and looking at the research is all right. So I'm going to LA and I'm gonna have a hell of an uphill battle, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
How can I get put on? And one of
Right.
the things I did, number one, was when I was in radio, I networked with people from when I was in radio, like 20 years ago, 15 years ago, and kept
Right.
relationships throughout that journey. So
Right.
when I was still in radio, I would look out for people from shouting them out to shouting out what they're doing, to doing the interviews, to hanging out with them, to being in the club, to
Yeah.
pumping them up in the club and building relationships so they could see my value. So that was one of the things I do. And then the second thing I did was I did research on on how can I also speed up this process. And what it was is that I started writing and I never wrote before. I started creating and coming up with ideas. And there was a show that I created called hashtag food porn. So what I used to do is I used to sit down in front of the TV and I used to look at the TV and I used to be like, where can I place myself into? What is it that I could do that would get me there? What my chain of mind is, and you learn this in radio, is that everything has a blueprint.
Yeah.
When you know that everything has a blueprint, you just basically have to follow that blueprint. So my
Mhm.
blueprint is active. My blueprint is how do I get myself put on? How do I do it?
Right.
So at the time, 6 years ago,
Hmm.
everybody used to take pictures of their food and put hashtag food porn.
Yeah, they
But the
did.
concept of the
They
show
still
for me
do.
was what would happen if I get a bunch of celebrities to hashtag what they eat and put food porn. So what I would do is let's say you put like, yo, I just had these incredible wings and I seasoned them with this and that and that. So we would take that post and show it, and then we'd come to your house and be like, show us how you made this. So then you would sit there and you would go, we would talk about, what are you doing? But at the same time, we're talking about how you're making these wings and the process and how you, what is it about, the way you rub the wings and all of that. But then also what we also do is we would go and visit different restaurants. So let's give you an example, Ben's Chili Bowl. Everybody always talking about Ben's Chili Bowl, the hot dog, whatever, right? So we would take people's social media and we just start showing their hashtag food porn at Miss Sabrina so said blah 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 blah. So we get that item that everybody's talking about. Get into the restaurant. Hey, everybody's talking about this on social media. Show us the dish. You know.
Mhm.
So and then it got stolen. I picture and it got stolen. And one of the things people don't understand is that when something gets stolen in this business, it's hard because you're a little fish in the pond, and you talk about being months and years in
Yeah.
a courtroom, and they just know that you cannot afford to go to court.
Yeah.
unless you have backing, unless you have somebody, unless you get a lawyer that says, all right, I'm gonna do it, but once we win, I want XYZ amount of percentage.
20%.
You know what I mean? That is very hard to get. That is very hard to try to find.
Right.
But I learned a lot. I learned what to do, what not to do, how to even cover myself even more. So I learned that through the entire process. But what that also taught me is that I have the capability of creating something.
Right.
See, you do clothes. You don't know how. At first, I'm sure you had doubts. You was like, well, man, this will look fly and this will look this, but will somebody buy my product? Is somebody gonna even spend their money on my product? I'm not known as I'm not known as an actor. I'm known as a radio guy. I'm not
Radio
known as a
personality.
creative guy. I'm known as a radio guy. So is somebody really going to like what I create? And then people like to put you in a box and just put you up there and you stuck on that box because they're only looking at you as the radio guy. So
Yeah.
then you have to figure out how to put yourself on, and that's what I did. So I got to show that we in the middle of pitching right now. So audition. As a matter of fact, after I finish here, I got to study for an audition. Got an audition today, and it's just constantly being a student of the game, constantly knowing um, that this is a marathon. It's not a sprint. Because
Yeah.
we get caught up in, oh, I did this show, and everybody thinks that every show you do you get $1 million, and that's not how it is.
That's not the case.
It's not how it is at all. And
Yeah.
and the crazy part about that is that once you know that, you have to prepare yourself. There's so much that goes into it. I mean,
Right.
I sleep 4 hours a day. That's all I can give myself because I got to hustle to get money. I got to hustle to events that I'm doing. I got to meet up with people. I got to take people out to lunch. I got to go to auditions. I got to do my auditions. I
Yeah.
got to find somebody that can read consistently with me. I got to 2 different classes. I got homework from both classes. I'm still writing and creating, and I got some projects coming down the pipeline. So it doesn't. Then you gotta be in the gym twice a day. So it doesn't allow you to. If you in 100, it doesn't allow you. You shouldn't be getting more than 4 hours of sleep. It just shouldn't allow you to do that.
You're good. I need more than 4 hours. I'll be so cranky because I take naps. I'm a napper.
I take naps too. I take, but those naps, those hour nap, 2 hour nap, that helps you in between
Yeah.
whenever you can catch it.
Those power naps.
They're very important.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I need like 8 hours plus like two naps.
Oh, wow.
I have to, but I work. But my schedule is work, nap, work, sleep, nap, work, nap. So my
And
schedule is
everybody's different. I think that
true.
it doesn't make no sense for me to sleep 4 hours, wake up, and I'm just here. You know what I mean? I'm not doing anything.
Oh
You,
my,
you see what I'm saying? So when I wake up, you meditate, you go straight to the gym. I'm up 4 o'clock in the morning. I go to the gym, gym an hour or so. I gotta come back. I gotta read. Reading is a key as an actor. You have to read because you have to understand what you're saying, and you have to, which is the most important part of the whole thing, is always reading a script. Even if you're reading for something or you're not, it's about always being prepared. And then from there on is hustling, meetings, interviews, trying to get in touch with this person, trying to get in touch with that person. And I still got to figure out how to make money in the process that I'm doing all following the dream.
absolutely.
Bills got to get paid.
I know, honey. It's
You know what I mean?
honey. The dream is sold separately.
So straight up. Wake up is so
People
sad.
don't get it. People
Hey,
don't get
you
it.
know,
They look at this part of it and see the glamorous side of it. They see you on the screen. They see me in pretty pictures, and they don't realize the hustle and the hard work that goes into it. They don't see that part. And it's like a preparation of 30 days, you figuring out a script for 60 days, you practicing 20 hours a day. You're doing this, you're doing that. And then they see you on the screen for your time, which totals up to about 30 minutes of 6 months of preparing or 4 months of it's like it's crazy. So I get it. I get it.
and then people don't even understand after that, depending on the production company you working with, you don't get paid for 60, 90 days after you did the gig. How about that? It's not like you've done it and give you a check. It's like, all right, it's coming in the mail in 60 days.
And then the check be like, and you be like, I can get some groceries. I can pay a couple of bills. You like, you know what I'm saying? You have to prepare. I get it. That's
but,
how.
But you know, I tell people, if you want to be an actor, you better love this stuff.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of pain. It's going to be a lot. I get it now. Being out here, being full time, I get it. See, you don't get it when you're not in all the way. You don't get it. Mm-hmm. It's like, look, no relationship, no going out on dates, no hanging out with the crew, no on the phone talking, unnecessary talk, no, you know, and I'm not even, I wouldn't even throw in now the social media aspect, how you're supposed to maintain your social media, which is another pain in the ass. But you know, there's a lot of sacrifice that go in this, and if you don't love it, you're gonna give up.
Yeah, that's like anything.
I guarantee you're gonna give up.
Yeah.
I see LA, right now there's 1 million people. That realistically, right now, as we are speaking, there are at least 15,000 people trying to come in the state of California for that dream of being an actor. Like if you do research, it shows you that more people on a daily basis are coming to California than any state.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they're not showing you how many people are leaving.
Yeah, absolutely. I know. I had cousins that went to LA and tried to chase the dream. But so let me say this, because you also mentioned that you were in radio. So which radio station did you work for, and how long were you with them?
Well, I started out at 1993. I started out at WPGC 95.5. I was at PGC for 2 years. I got kicked out, got fired, and then, but I was blessed enough that a lot of people at PGC had my back. Some people did. Some people, you know, the real came out of them. It was an ugly situation. And then I went to KYS. And then I worked from that time. I worked all the way to 2014.
You were there a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. that was pretty interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, we had fun those days.
It was great. You know, radio was fantastic. I mean, I was in. I think that when people don't understand, radio in DC is special. No,
how is it special, Antonio?
Unlike other markets, the only market there's only one market. Now, 2 markets that I can compare to the DC market. That's New York and Atlanta. If you're on the radio, you're a star. If you're on the radio, you get a lot of credibility and a lot of juice. You get a lot of perks from being on the radio in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
Especially in the 90s when hip hop exploded, really took it to another level.
Yeah.
BET was in D.C. Everybody came out of DC to go to the clubs, to the parties.
Yep.
It was still Chocolate City and banging and man, and you could wake up at 1 o'clock in the morning and go to a club.
Yep.
and have a banging time. It was DC was very very special, and that blessing right there, that moment right there, it will always mean a lot to me
Hmm.
because DC embraced me.
Yeah.
DC, even though everybody be like, there's a lot of haters in DC, it's a lot of haters everywhere. That's number one. And they embraced me. They gave me love. They treated me like I was DC native. I mean, Latino, first Latino on the radio, on the urban radio in DC.
Yeah.
Um, didn't sound like them. Didn't coming from New York City. Uh, didn't know anything about go-go. You know what I mean? Got relationships with people in the go-go industry. I mean, to the point that I was the person. The crazy part about that is that I was the person that put together the go-go awards in Constitution Hall.
Hmm.
So the love and the respect and the be able to go into the Magnus shop and the We Are Ones and the all days and get that love, being able to go and check out Miles and Southeast at the basketball and people give you love and give
Fubu.
you like, come and shout out everybody. To be able to be the guy that was live on the radio from Love Nightclub,
Hmm.
the number one club in the East Coast, and you have people from New York, Jersey, Philadelphia, North Carolina, South Carolina, everybody that's on that 95 north to south was coming
Hmm.
to DC to party. To be able to have met a lot of celebrities, to be able to work with what I consider are the best in the radio. If you look at people that worked in radio in DC, if you'd say top 10 people that ever worked radio in DC, I'm gonna say 7 of them come out of working in DC.
Hmm.
That are top either radio personalities or jocks that could go to any market and kill it. That
Hmm.
really, what I mean. So to be
Yeah.
able to have work with those people, learn with those people, uh, it did a lot for me.
Yeah. Those were the good old days,
Old
honey.
days, man.
Honey. Oh my God.
DC was. I tell people, man, is when you arrive to when you're able to get to a place
Yeah.
that is super special, and then you become a player in that special sauce,
Yeah.
you become a person that's able to sprinkle in a little bit of seasoning in there.
Yeah.
Can't beat it.
Yeah.
Can't beat it. DC,
Honey, the folks of nowadays will never understand how
impossible, impossible.
it's a different world right now compared to how we grew up
Absolutely.
and how we partied and lived in it, and it was like that feeling, like, I don't know, it's so indescribable how it
Yeah.
was in the community that we had together at that time, in DC. But
I mean, think about this. You could go on U Street, get a Republic Gardens, get in their happy hour, whatever, whatever. And if you wanted to go get go, you cross the street, went to Club U, you saw a live band pack off the chain. If you wanted to leave there, you could go across the street to another club. You could go to VIP. You could go to the waterfront. You could go. I mean, it was like everywhere. But what made it so hot too was like in PG County in Maryland, they had some banging clubs too.
yeah,
You got the legends, you got the classics. The classics was like,
yeah.
you party at the classics, forget about it. Classics was
Yeah,
everywhere.
honey, the part half the time the party was outside at the
At that parking lot, everybody in the
in the
parking lot,
parking lot. People used to just to go to the parking lot.
just to go to you could just go to the parking lot. People in shorts and flip flops. I'm like, yeah, I
Yeah,
just walked up here, drove up here, see what's popping.
right.
So when that's what made DC so special.
Mhm.
Man, it was the best, man.
Yeah.
Can't
Mm.
tell. You had those Remember all the festivals they used to have in the streets, out in Southeast, out in U Street, out in Adams Morgan. You have free concerts. We used to do Stone Soul Picnic at RFK, 100,000 people for free.
Yeah.
You just don't get that no more. You don't just see.
No.
But the best thing, and this is one of the things that made me get out of radio, besides me not want to be there no more, was they stopped being involved in the community like they used to be. When when
Mm.
when 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 you have to pay now for everybody that every time to be in the community,
Right.
they it turned me off. They went from being super community to no community at all, and just the
Mm.
only way they would do events now is if it's benefits to promote the station. They don't do it because Sabrina needs help, or your kids in your community need help.
Right.
Before when I was there, you could have had a lemonade stand, and I'll show up and get on the radio from your lemonade stand and tell everybody why you sell a lemonade, little girl. They,
Yeah.
they won't do that. And
Mm.
when you see that aspect of of radio, that such an important aspect of it,
Right.
So
Dang. I didn't know that. So when that happened and you said you got out of radio, is that what made you move to LA? Like, did you just wake up one day and said, you know what? I want to be an actor and I'm going to move to LA and that's what I'm going to do. Like, how did you get to LA from DC and started acting? Like, how did that happen?
well, what is crazy is that the acting thing started in 1999. I was hosting Club U.
Mm.
And a friend of mine from college that played ball with me shows up with this young lady. And he's like, yo, I'm outside, let me in. So he my guy from college, I give him the VIP treatment all the way.
Yeah.
Right? Then the next day, remember back in the days they used to have these commercials on the radio like, do you want your child to be in a Disney movie? Do you want
Yes.
your child to be in this and that? Come
Yes.
down to the DoubleTree in Rockville
Yep.
and have your child audition. Bring an 8x10 photo and let them audition. You never know, they could be the next whatever.
Hmm.
So the person that was supposed to have done the promotional side and hosted from the radio station had to cancel last minute. So they asked me to go. So when I went, the young lady that was with my boy was the person running it. I was like, oh. So it was nothing but love
Right.
because when I met her, she was with my boy. It was nothing but love.
Hmm.
So I started asking questions.
Mm.
I because I used to work in a video store. People don't know this. When I was at Bowie, I worked in a video store. I used to just be all into movies. And the owner of the video store used to be like, man, I'm telling you, you should be an actor. You could do this. You could do this. So then I started asking her questions. And she started breaking down. Then she said, look, take my number and I'll help you out through the journey. And to this day, now she's a big time executive at Netflix, which is great.
Wow.
So, but she's still like my little sister. She's still guides. She's one of my angels.
Right.
I still get the red carpet. I still get some audition, opportunities and stuff like that. But so from 1999, I started taking classes, but I would take classes in New York.
Hmm.
So I will host a club on Fridays. I would go live on the radio from Love. When I get off at 2 o'clock, I jump in my car and drive to New York so I could be at my 7 a.m. class. So once I showed up to my 7 a.m. class, I wasn't tired. My 7 a.m. class would go from 7 a.m. to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I would never be tired. I always be like, yo, this is to me, I never gotten high, but I was high. This was a high.
I know that feeling.
And then I knew that was my ultimate calling.
Mm-hmm.
But then after 3 years of taking classes, my teacher said to me, look, you're gonna have to leave radio to do this. This is not a plan B thing. This is you gotta have one plan. You got to deal with this, and this is it. You got to come in here and take your punches and deal with it. But at the time, the fruits of my labor in DC was coming out now. So now, it's hard when you put in that, when you pay those dues and then everything is about to flourish and you're going to be like, nah, let me go and pay my
start something else.
So at the time, I wasn't willing to do that, but I always wanted to. So I would do stuff here and there, to people, like, hey, what's up? I don't forget I told Fat Joe I wanted to act, and he was like, yo, I'm gonna fly you too. I'm gonna fly you to Miami so you be in my music video. People get to see you. So I flew out there. But then what happened was, like, this is the real. Back in 2010, I went to speak at a school, and I used to always use what kids, whatever was the hot slang at the time, I always used it as a positive message against the kids, but I would use it for them to understand, because that's what they talking. So at the time, everybody was just keeping it real. Yeah, I keeps it real. Yo,
they was keeping it real.
I keep it real. So I used to say keeping it real, and they used to be like, you don't keep it real, let's go to school, keeping it real. It's not wild and not keeping it real, it's respecting your parents, all of that. So I'm going to do my speech, and I'm getting ready to leave. And this young lady says to me, excuse me, Mr. Antonio, I just want to come and introduce myself and say thank you. Because I wasn't going to come to high school. You came and spoke to my middle school last year. My mom is on drugs. I live in an effed up area. But I heard your speech, and it motivated me to say, I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to go to school. Wow. And I'm here. So it impacted me so much that when I went in the car, I started crying. I couldn't look at myself in the mirror, because what I noticed is that I wasn't keeping it real with myself, because I knew that the ultimate goal was to be a full-time actor. But I was so afraid. I was so afraid of taking that leap that I didn't know how to. When you think about this. When you making, forget about your salary. You spokesperson for Budweiser, they're giving you hundreds of thousands of dollars. You do a club every day, and I show up to the club for 30 minutes, they're giving me $600.
Yeah.
You got a club on a Saturday, you're making $2,500. You got another club on a Friday, you're making, you're the number one guy, you're the number one MC.
Yeah.
You get all this money, you get all these perks, you get all these things that's constantly coming at you. But you really think that you live in the life, but you're not living the life, because that's not the ultimate goal. If it was the ultimate goal, I'm never in that life. I'm just stuck in the ultimate goal and how to always maintain myself in there. But I knew that my talents was greater than just radio, because I knew that it was like, so how do I get out? So I would every morning on my way to work, it became, every single day, it became more depressing to go to work.
Wow.
It became like I would sit in my car and pray for my day to be over before I start my car. And I'm going to work in radio. I'm going to be on the air, I'm going to be in the community, or going to be in a club, going to be at a party, going to be at an event. And I would be at an event at a club, and I would find a corner and just sit there and be with the mic and be bored and fall asleep and wake up. Yeah, it's 93.9. Let me kill my hands. I'm on DC for hip hop and R&B, and come to such and such club. It was just that routine, and I was like, God, I need your help. So God, I just prayed every day. God, I need your help. Get me out of this. I do this, and then 2014 came, and my they wanted to change my salary, which is wasn't to my convenience. They wanted to change some things, and
Yeah.
then KYS wanted the rights to my name. They wanted the rights to the Cuban cigar smoker.
Are you?
Yeah, absolutely. Because what happened is this. I did which is funny. I'm looking at the hat right here right now. I did a celebrity golf tournament, and as you can see, it said the Cuban cigar smoker celebrity golf tournament. And what happened was, at the time, the person that was my supervisor, 2 years before I did my tournament, Radio One tried to do a tournament and it was not successful at all.
Mm.
Out. Me, I was with my best friend who was a professional athlete, and he signed with Nike, and he's like, "Yo, wait till you see what Nike send me." So he would start showing me a bunch of polo shirts
Mm-hmm.
and start showing me. I was like, "That's fly, man. I've been telling you, I've been trying to tell you, let's go and play golf." Because we didn't know how to play, but we had so much fun. And we started playing. So I can never forget, there was a guy, Ransom Miller, that went to Howard. Was this big event called Project Give Back. What he does, he's trying to get money. He feeds 2,500 families on Thanksgiving. And when I say feed it, he brings a big old basket with a turkey, a ham, a food for 2 weeks. So he needs money. So I say, how about I do this tournament and I give you the money? Wow. So what I did was I said just like this. I said to myself, if I'm able to get, it's 18 holes. If I get 18 companies and people that I know to sponsor a hole, I'm gonna do this. And with the blessings of God, in 1 week I had sold 18 holes. I say, wow, this is now some packages to get platinum, gold, status. Packages it out. So then I was like, because what people don't know is that celebrities, they charge to do these tournaments.
Right.
They charge $10K and up to show up.
Yeah, it's an appearance fee.
I need some celebrities.
Right.
So I started making phone calls. It's like, for you, Cuban, not a problem. Because I always looked out for people.
Yeah.
And then I had a bunch of the Redskins, a bunch of the former Cowboys, my boy Rip Hamilton, guys from the Pistons, guys from the Bullets. Yeah. All these guys, I was my boy that on a regular basis we have a conversation. Everybody. So now I got 15 celebs. Then Bo Wise, I was supposed to be Bo Wise, he jumps in, Nike jumps in, Microsoft jumps in, all these sponsors. So the one thing that I did was I said, how do I got to make my golf tournament different than everybody else's.
Yeah.
So, it's about, once again, during your season. So the one thing that I did was, like, I noticed that golf tournaments was boring. So what I did was I did a red carpet when you came in. So everybody came in, I had all the media, and everybody got a Cuban cigar. So everybody got announced. So the thing is, it's a celebrity tournament. So no matter if you're a celebrity or not, my goal was to make sure you felt like a celebrity when you walked in.
That's right.
If you feel like a celebrity, you feel special. You're going to tell people it's special. So then I got a friend of mine, so I'm his son's godfather, who's this chef. He was a chef for Tiger Woods tournament. So he came in and did me a solid and cooked for the tournament. Then I had a DJ outside when you came through the line. I had free food and to the round. I had a bunch of vendors, black vendors and Latino vendors. I had a live band afterwards. I had a Latin jazz. And then what I did that was really different was I had McDonald's as a sponsor. McDonald's did the breakfast. I mean, it was crazy. So what I did was I got EA Sports to be a sponsor. The video game.
Wow, I know. Yeah.
So what they did for me is that they put up all these screens on the monitor and the screens. So everybody that did not play golf
could watch.
We came out with the new Tiger Woods golf game. So now instead of you just competing out in the field, you can compete on the TV, and you also get the winner trophy or whatever. So it became this big thing I did for 5 years. But the problem was that when I went to a company, At first, they refused to help me out. They would not help me out at all. Like no support.
Which company?
The Radio One. So,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay,
So what
yeah.
I did was, so I created this logo with a friend, right?
Uh-huh.
Right there. So what I did was, so this is Nike. So Nike did a bunch of polo shirts and hats and everything with it, golf balls, everything, everything. So I came to my supervisor. I was like, "Hey, I know you're not gonna give me no love, but here, boom, I'm gonna give you a hand approach. If you want to show up, show up." So they showed up.
Radio One?
Yeah, so they were like, "What the hell is going on here? How is he able to do this?"
Right.
And it was real apologetic, like, "We sorry, blah 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 blah." Cool. We want to be in business with you. So, but what they understand is that in order for anything to win, you have to have a team. So you have to have a board, and through the board, you make good decisions.
Right.
I understand it's my tournament, but I still need to make the proper decision because it's a business. So we sit down. So the guy that was the GM at the time, he was in his feelings because I told him that in order to meet with us, he has to meet with me and my team, and we have to come to an agreement.
Right.
So he felt like because I work for the company, and just tell you how God works, because remember at this time now I'm praying to get out of there.
Right.
So he's like, "Nah, this guy telling me I need an appointment with him. I'm the GM. I'm not making an appointment with him." So confrontation started happening. Right. So I was like, "Look, I don't need y'all. I don't need y'all for this tournament. Nothing says KYS on there. Nothing says radio. Nothing. It's the Cuban Cigars Worker Celebrity Golf Tournament.
Yeah.
So it has nothing to do with y'all at all.
Nope.
I actually, in fact, y'all don't even have to show up.
Nope.
Here's the funny part. I forgot to tell you, I had what's the name of this spot? And my sponsor was incredible. I had Stadium was my sponsor. It was the first year Stadium opened. So what Stadium did for me is that all the cocktail waitresses and some of the dancers, I got them uniforms, and there was my girls. So we had Johnny Walker be the scotch sponsor, and they would go like with their premium scotch at different holes. I'll send them out, take pictures. Like I would drive and then come behind me, and we show up at the hole, give people drinks, cigars.
What?
We had. I'm talking about everything.
That sounds like so much fun. That sounds like a big old party.
Listen, and then the after party was at Stadium too. So
oh my God.
I'm telling you right now, this thing was like the best thing. So what I did, 100% of the money went to the
been there.
100% of the money went to the event, to the organization. We didn't get no
Right.
money. We had the organization come. We had the organization bring kids. Kids could talk, get autographed. We had jerseys, helmets. My boy Rip Hamilton gave up his mask that he played on the game, signed it. We did a raffle for a Nike golf bag that was signed by everybody. I had from Big G from Backyard. He was at the Wire whistling at the time. I had guys from the Wire. I had Shabby Mitchell, the boxer. It was just incredible.
Wow.
So then when I sit down and I talk to these fools, they were like, "We want to do it. We want to be able to bring, this is what we're going to offer you. We want to bring a celebrity, a singer as a promo. We do a tent. We bring a singer. We get sponsors, but we want 70%. I was like,
they could keep the singer.
I was like, look, you telling me that you're gonna get promo, this, and that. What people don't understand about promo is it's whoever is at the time in that rotation.
Right.
So it's not like you say, I want Mary J. Blige. They're gonna be like, no, she's not on promo. What promo means is like an artist has to do an event for the radio station for free. In exchange, today's stuff get promoted on the radio. That's how they do the exchange.
Right.
That's when artists are going, you see them on the radio and all this, that's a promo. They're not getting paid. That's why 99% of the times when they come into a radio station, they're performing somewhere because that's
Mhm.
where they're getting their money. They're getting their money off that performance. They're not getting their money by going every single radio station in every market around the country. They don't make no money doing that. That's on their promotional budget.
Hmm.
So they wanted me to wait to see who was available for them to tell me who they was going to give me. So I
Wow.
was like, nah, that's all right. So they were like, so you talk about friction now. So because it was my name, ESPN radio came to me, Magic 102.3 came to me. So other radio stations came to me. And they were like, look, if you give us a faucet, we'll promote your, and I'm a businessman. I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
But now they had a problem
Mm.
with other radio stations and mentioning my name.
Mm.
It was all calculated. The brand is everything. So
Mm.
the Cuban cigar, everybody knows as the Cuban cigar smoker. I
Yep.
own that. I when I got into business, I used to ask people for advice, and one of the advice that I got from Donnie Simpson was own that name.
Hmm.
Go and purchase that name because down the road it's gonna have a lot of value. So that's how. Sorry.
It's okay.
That's that's how that's how that's how it went down.
Hmm.
And like I said, you ask for sure, you ask for stuff. You better watch what you ask for. You're gonna get it.
Yep. Yep. And you better be ready for it when it comes to you. So you said you went to acting school a little in New York.
And I took a theater class in DC also.
So when you actually got to LA, did you take any more classes? And
I'm
when you got
still on it.
still on, how long have you
Yeah.
been acting so far?
Full time and just doing this
Just
three
doing
years.
3?
hmm
Mm.
But
So
it's like a doctor,
mhm,
right? So science always change. If you
mhm.
look at a doctor always studies.
Right.
Look, I want to be the best at this. I want my goal is getting an Oscar. My goal is getting an Emmy. My goal is being the best. My goal is that when they're thinking of if I think of somebody for a movie, I'm thinking about Denzel. When the big dogs, the big people, they think about The Rock. They think
Right.
about Kevin Hart. They think about Robert De Niro. They think about
Right.
DiCaprio. They think about these people because what people don't understand is what the business is a company allowing you to play with an expensive toy.
Hmm. Hmm.
Expensive toy.
Right.
Now, they're gonna give you that toy, hoping that when you bring that toy back,
Mhm.
number one, you ain't destroy the toy.
Right.
Number two, you figure out how to make the money off the toy.
Yeah.
And number three, be able to pay them, they recoup that money from the toy. So I always have to be thinking about I'm going to an audition. Somebody's investing a lot of money for me to come up in there and give them a product that they
Mhm.
feel like they're gonna get their money back because they're going to pay me.
Mhm.
If I screw this up, I'm not. If I do a movie and I show up on set and I'm not prepared, it's going to show.
Yeah. Facts.
And then because it's going to show,
Facts.
they, and then the word spreads out like wildfire.
Yep.
Now, you, you can screw up bad in auditions. That's all right. I screw up super bad in an audition, super bad. Until it was the end of my career. But it's an audition. I didn't
Mhm.
screw up super bad on when they say action. I've been I've been in projects that they say actions and people don't know they don't know the lines at all.
Mhm.
You know
Or
what I
forget
noticed?
them.
You know what I noticed? You ever sat there and say, "Man, I wonder why this person ain't." ain't on no more. And I wonder why this person really have not blown up
Hmm.
to the next level. And they always want to be like, here's the director, it's the producer sofa, the director sofa. You go on there, you get on your knees now. Do I believe that there's a secret society? I would say so, because there's a secret society and everything. It's called networking.
Everything.
It's called getting with people. You know what I mean? Now, what I would say that if you're not prepared, why would I put all my money in your hands?
Yeah.
It's always the things outside
Mm.
of the job that keeps people out of the job. Remember that. It's always the things outside of the job that get people out of the job.
Hmm.
They don't move up. It's one thing or another.
Yeah.
Either you got DUIs, either you are. There's a lot of people in this business that are drunks. A lot
Mm.
of people that are on drugs. There's a
Right.
lot of people that are a-holes that don't know. But you learn from that.
Mm-hmm.
And what I say to myself is, do I want to be that person? Do I want to be that guy
Yeah.
that he's good, but you want to say that dude out of control, or that dude doesn't run his line, or that dude, because we fall into this. We fall into, man, I'm good looking, man. I know how to act. I know the trick. I know, so you become comfortable.
Right.
When you become comfortable, you think you got it going on. Now you're not working on your craft. I
Mm-hmm.
take classes because I want to work on my craft.
Mm-hmm.
I take classes because I gotta surpass. I gotta become better than what I am. Classes. Your teacher sees you. They bring in directors. They bring in agents. They bring in casting directors. It's just being able to go to the right school or the right people to learn.
Yeah.
You want to go somewhere to learn and give up your money, but your money is working for you in reference that you're learning the craft, how to do the craft. You're able to get yourself put on. You're able to get an agent. You're able to get. Now you're making a great investment. So you need
Right.
to go to school because these people always got to know that you are working on your craft to get there. Now, of course, you're Leonardo DiCaprio. He's not taking classes every week, but when he goes to do when he goes to do something, he has his private teacher that gets him in it's a preparation to get there.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I mean? It's like I'm going to audition for something today. I got the size, but it takes me an hour. It might take me 10 minutes of memorizing, 5 minutes of memorizing, but it might take me an hour to comprehend and really work that side.
Hmm.
That's the benefit we have now that we didn't have before. It's like they sent us the audition. Before you only have 15 minutes. Think about that.
Right.
Before you walk in. So the question is, how do you prepare yourself for those 15 minutes before they call you? Are you sitting there and you just having conversation with people? No, there's a technique to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a technique that tells you how you break down that sheet
Yeah.
that has lines. You have to break, no matter how minute you think it is, you have to break that down. And like I tell you before, I screwed up an audition because I was smelling myself, so I didn't feel like I needed to go through the process to
Right.
to go. So when you stop going through the process, that mojo is not there. It ain't what you
Mm-hmm.
think it is. So to not get caught up in me and get up in not being the best. I want to be the best. I have to study. I have to stay focused. I have to constantly, if I have an audition, whatever, the world stops for me. And
Right.
it's about that. And you have to take it serious.
Mm-hmm.
As an actor, A, you have to always be on time.
Yeah.
B, you have to know what you and understand what is it that you're reading and doing. Three, you have to break down that character. And four, and most important of all, you got to be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be you. You got to be you. I can't. I can't try to be Denzel because that's Denzel. I need
Right.
to sell me. I need you to be convinced that I am the guy you're going to give that toy to try and to play with.
Right.
The one you trust in with the keys,
Yeah.
which is the most important because the one thing you learn, and you learn this in class too, the one thing you learn is casting agency 200 people maybe a day for one role or several roles. I got to see 200 people. So the
Mm.
question is, listen,
What are you going to do to stand out?
and this is where people get confused. Look, you know, I always said that you were super fine, but to be honest with you, it's gonna everybody that's gonna come in that door for that role you come into is super fine because in detail of what they're looking for somebody that's super fine.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? It's not like
Right.
somebody looks super fine, somebody looks okay, somebody
Right.
looks great. No, this role is looking for this character has to be super fine. So okay, so you're super fine, and 200 people are super fine.
So how are you going to
Be
stand
different
out?
from the other 200 super fine people?
Yep.
What are you going to do?
Yep. Exactly. Mm.
Well, what you're going to do is you're going to be you.
Right.
Be
Trust,
you.
trust me, I get it. So, what movies and films have you worked on? Because I know I've been seeing you working. So, what have you been working on? What have you worked on? I know you were just recently in DC too, shooting. So,
Right. I was shooting a pilot in DC. I movies that are out that I've done. There's a movie called Mara's Angel, which I did with the young lady. I did with the young lady that did. I'm sorry, I got a movie Mara's Angel, and I got another movie called Money Matters. And if you saw the Serena Williams movie, she's the one that plays the mother. So she was the lead actress. Recently, I done In the Cut. She was on Bounce of TV. I next week I filmed with on MC Light TV show Partners in Rhyme. Um, I did a Christmas movie called Christmas Carol with Omari Hardwick. I just did a pilot for let me get the name. Give me two. I did a pilot with Charlie Sheen.
wow.
That was that was special.
Mm,
That was really really special.
mm,
Um, you know, Charlie. I learned a lot. You
I'm
know,
sure he's
and the guys from it was Charlie Sheen and the guys from you ever watch Entourage on HBO?
no, I
So
have.
there was two other guys. It was a big hit. They on this show.
Mm,
Um, I I'm actually getting ready to do a short film. I'm working on producing, and be a part of. I'm teaming up with Bentley Evans, which is the guy that created Martin and Jamie Foxx show, and
wow.
we're working on a script for BET Plus that landed on our laps. That's one of my angels right there. I got my show that's called A Good Cigar Is Like. So what I did was I took a you ever watch? Remember Anthony Bourdain? The guy used to go around the world talking about food. So I did the same concept, but instead of about food, I threw in the cigar culture in it.
Mm,
And you know, sat down with some celebrities and stuff like that. So I got that that we pitching right now, and I'm writing two other projects, and then there's like two movies this summer that I'm going to be doing that shooting in Atlanta,
mhm,
and I have a show coming up, which is I'm doing a voiceover for a cartoon,
mm.
and Shaquille O'Neal is on this cartoon.
Wow, that's so
Guy from SNL
amazing.
is on this. It has a lot of people, and yeah. So yeah, that's what I got coming up in the next 3 months or so. Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. Okay,
Thanks.
so what do you love the most about your job?
I mean, what I love the most
Yeah.
It's that feeling. It's gonna sound crazy. It's like I said, it's a high.
Yeah.
For a man, it's like an erection.
Mm.
Like it's so hard to describe because it's I would do it for free.
Yeah.
I would do it all day, every day.
Yeah.
Um, but there's something about there's something about sitting down and being able to watch yourself, or somebody be able to watch you do your stuff.
Right.
It's 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 the only time I ever had the only time I ever had this feeling is when I be on stage in front of 40,000, 100, it's also picnic. You're able to go in front of 120,000 people and you feel that energy. You feel that
Hmm.
everybody's like, ah,
Yeah.
everybody's in it. You feel it. It just gives you those goosebumps and you get it.
Hmm.
It's the same. It's the same thing. It's because it's so hard. It's
Yeah.
such a it's such a hard process. You know, it's like getting the girl that that always say no, you never can get.
And then
It's
you
like
finally get her.
can't nah, and you like, but you stay on it.
Mm.
You stay on it, and what that does is that once you see how hard it is and you've been through it, it humbles you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
because at the same time, I know there's people that don't want me to win.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. It wouldn't be right if
Right.
that
Because I know there's people that really, really don't want me to win.
right.
Because listen, the people that don't want you to win are the first ones that come to you and be like, I always knew you was going to.
You know, I
I always knew you was the
know.
plan, you the shit, you the thing, and I knew it.
You
I knew it.
know, I
And
know.
and and you and
Well,
you and you but you don't take that situation and you shit on the people. The way you shit on people is you like, thanks a
mhm.
lot. I always knew you had my back.
With
Oh,
kindness.
I knew it.
Kill them with
And thanks
kindness.
for the love. You gotta kill them with kindness.
Mhm.
And all of that goes into that bag and it gives you that feeling. But it's hard. Only two things is either high or direction. It's
Yeah.
like a feeling, it's power,
Right.
is excitement,
It's
it's joy.
euphoric. It's like it's
Yeah,
euphoric.
yeah. It's like
Yeah. I get it.
and I think everybody gets that feeling when they love what they're doing.
Yeah,
You know what I
absolutely.
mean? When you love what you're doing, you know,
Yeah.
everybody's dreams is hard. Your dream is hard. I'm sure everybody, girl, man, listen. To be in the fashion world, we're not even gonna go how hard going down that line is. Everybody that has a dream, your dream is not easy. That's why
Mhm.
it's your dream. But you
Yeah.
gotta keep dreaming. You know how I knew I was meant for this was when I was ready to quit. When I was like, man, this is some bullshit. Man, the hell with this.
Yeah.
But then you wake up the next morning, you're like, come on, let's make this pop. Let's
Yeah. That's
out.
how it is.
Let's I got kicked in my stomach
Yeah.
on between my legs, but I'm good now.
Yeah.
I'm good now.
Yeah.
Everybody, I think that's one of my three biggest blessings is my mom, rest in peace, my friends, and I just don't believe in giving up.
Yeah.
I'm not the smartest or the best looking guy no. I just don't give up and I network. I'm gonna
Yeah.
figure it out. I'm gonna win because I tell myself every day I'm gonna win. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna win.
Yeah. So, what do you like least about your job? What is that thing you're like,
I hate the bullshit because it comes with a lot of bullshit. I hate what I hate the selfishness of it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people see. One thing that you realize is that a lot of people in this business got low self-esteem.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of
Mm.
people in this business, they feel like if the spotlight is not on them every time,
Honey.
you know what I mean? It's I never forget, I was at a place with a big celebrity and I'm just being me, right? So I'm being me. And one of my angels had to pull me aside and be like, hey, it's gonna sound crazy what I'm gonna tell you, but just bring it down a little because that person is really, they're really a scale, or they really are intimidated by you being you.
Boy,
Think
haven't
about
we
that.
heard that? Haven't we heard
People
that?
are intimidated by me being me.
Right. And that's some real ish.
Listen, sounds crazy.
Right. But it's
Sounds
real.
sounds sounds crazy. Sounds crazy, but you see it, and you be like, dude,
Yeah.
do you know who you are?
Yeah. Doesn't matter.
Do you know how many movies you in?
Doesn't
You
matter.
know how big of a you the guy. But
Yeah.
no,
Mm-mm.
they did in the room. The I want the, no, you're not gonna shine. No, you're not gonna shine over me.
Yep.
I was I was sitting down with some friend of mine who were there as actors, and they would tell you how other actors that have been. So when you go on set, there's a call sheet,
Mm-hmm.
and the
Mm-hmm.
call sheet tells you who's the big kahuna, who's not the big kahuna. So when you look at the call sheet, if you P1, P2, you're the person. You the number one. Your number tells you where you at in this list of people.
Wow.
And there's been situations that some P1s want to fire some P15s. Oh, well, they don't like them. They say hi to you and you didn't say hi, or they didn't like the way you say hi back. You didn't smile. You didn't say good morning, sir, whoever. Um, um, you didn't say how was your day. You didn't. They asked you to do something and you didn't do it because there wasn't a director. All right,
Yeah.
all right. I'm gonna teach
And
you.
that's real.
I'm
It's
gonna
so
teach you.
real and petty.
Oh, you're not interested in me. Okay. You're gonna get interested now. You don't
Yeah.
want, oh, you don't, okay. Oh, you messing with so and so?
Uh-huh.
Nah. Think about that. You can't tell somebody if you're messing with somebody, because if you do, it will actually damage you.
Yeah.
I can't go and say, look, Sabrina is my girl, and they'll be like, oh, Sabrina's your girl. I always try to get with Sabrina, but she never gave me no love.
It's so petty. I'm
Oh,
telling
she
you,
gave me no
people don't
love.
understand the industry.
You can't get this role. You're
So
not
petty.
in. Or you're gonna get shady the whole time. I'm
Yep.
gonna put it to you like this. I do not go nowhere. I do not if I'm showing up to a Hollywood event, unless it's a red carpet and I need a date, I might have to call somebody if I need to have a date on it, because they tell you need to bring a candy out with, they tell you,
Mm-hmm.
right? But you think I'm as fine as you are, you think I'm gonna be, hey, Sabrina, hey, come to this thing with me. Hey, come on, let's go to so and so house to hang out. So and so sees you now. So and so wants you. Like, this is real stuff. So and so
I
wants
know.
you. So and so wants you, but you with me. They actually expected me to be like, here you go, bro. They expecting
Right.
me to be like, here, take it.
Yeah.
Forget about if I've been with you 20 years, 10 years, 10 hours, 10 minutes. If I'm telling you, it's
Yeah,
the
I
most
know.
pettiest thing that
It
I
is.
seen. I seen dudes. You walk in, and it's like, yo, they carry that P1 everywhere. When I walk in here, I order first at dinner. We eat when I say we're going to eat.
Yeah.
I
Thank you for that
see this.
mentality. I feel you. I feel you, honey.
If I'm drinking a $20 glass of scotch, you better be drinking a $15 one, or you're gonna drink what I'm drinking. Like those things are so. That's what breaks you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
That's
breaks
because
you.
it's
Because of
mental.
mental fuckery. Can I
It
curse in this?
really
I'm sorry.
is.
It's because a mental screw up.
Yeah.
And you be like, how people, because the number one thing that people need to understand about this business, the first thing you need to do is get yourself a book that's called 48 Rules of Power. The first rule of power is the head honcho, you can never beat him. You never want to win him. You never want to beat him at anything. I'll give you an example.
Do you talking about 48 laws of power?
Yeah, 48 laws of power.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was
What
like,
can I
wait a
say?
minute.
Rules?
You
Whatever.
said
But
rules.
you'll get
I
it.
was like, wait a minute.
I'm
I
terrible
got
with that. Now watch this. I'm at an event. It's a ping pong table. And this celebrity, big celebrity, says, hey man, come on, let's play ping pong. We playing. And then one of my angels come to me and says, hey man, remember rule number one off the book that I gave you. Just remember that. Guess what? I lean back and let the person win. I let them win.
Mm.
Hey man, you took it easy. I said, nah, man, I didn't take it easy. Hey man, here's my number. Call me, man. Come to the house and play. Now I'm in.
Yeah.
And I'm giving you a real story. Now I'm invited to the house.
Yeah.
If a big celebrity said, come to the house, you
Yeah.
in. But you
Yeah.
still got to play by their rules. You
Yeah.
still
You
got to
still
put aside.
P4. You still a P4.
No, you still P20. And you're lucky if you're P20. If you're P20, you're really high because there's roughly around 500 people on the staff.
Oh wow.
So, that's the one thing that I don't like. That's the one because
I get it.
can't be me all the time.
Right. I get it.
I can't be me all the time.
Yeah.
That's why they say so many fake people in LA.
Yeah.
Nobody wants the truth. The truth hurts. You
Yeah.
think if somebody come to me and be like, yo, what you thought about my movie? Even if I didn't see it, man, I love
It was great.
it was actually more than what I expected, man. How you work the character? How you work the character? I give it to you. And another thing is, don't get political. Do not play that politics.
I don't.
Don't
Even
play
in
don't
my
play
life.
religion and don't play the politics. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll never forget. I was in a meeting, production company. I gotta get this gig. This is important. And only these people can make it happen for me. And the guy says, this is when Trump was president. The guy says, where you from? New York City. Man, he starts going off on Governor Cuomo. So now I know who is he batting for. Now I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
The guy comes to me and says, so what are your thoughts about Donald Trump? This is the question. I'm not here for that. I'm here because my production company, we want to be able to film at a location that nobody has ever filmed before.
Right.
And I got connected to somebody else. And he says, so what you think about Donald Trump? And my answer was, hey man, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I'm an American. I want America to win. That's all.
Period.
You
Period.
can't argue. There's no argument.
Exactly.
The guy was like, "That's the best answer anybody ever had." Yes, he
Absolutely.
says, "You can have it. Just send my secretary your details. You can have it."
Yeah.
I came with my iPad and prepared to do a pitch. That was my pitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was answering a simple question the right way.
Simple question the right way. People sometimes they make it so complicated
You
when
know,
it doesn't
somebody
have to
else,
be.
he's a racist. He's a
Yeah.
nah,
Yeah.
not a.
Yeah, always stay away from politics. That's my number one motto when it comes to this type of business and business in general. It's just a touchy subject, and you really don't know who you're talking to, what their values are, what their beliefs is. I don't like to talk about politics, and I don't like to talk about religion. It's just what it is.
You just
But
don't listen.
yeah,
It's like in LA. They say everybody that says I'm not selling out or you a sellout, they're the brokest one. You know when that because think about this.
all right.
What is selling out? So you've been working on your stuff for years. Blood, sweat, tears.
Yeah,
Blood, sweat, tears. Now, if somebody says, I'm gonna put you on, but you gotta do X, Y, and Z, at that moment you make the decision if it was worth the X, Y, and Z.
right.
Everybody has this decision to make in life. If you make the decision, you made the decision. I believe you have that right. I don't care what the decision is. You didn't sell out. No, you made a business decision for you because you've been through all of these things and going through all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Now, every decision you make, you have to just say, can I live with it?
Right. That's it. At the end of the day,
can I live with it?
Yeah.
Because trust me, in this business, you make the wrong decision.
One wrong decision.
You're done.
Wrap. It's a wrap.
Unless somebody really messes with you like that and really like that, and you would know instantly.
Yeah.
I made the wrong decision.
Facts.
And people are petty.
In real life.
Antonio,
let these people know where they can find you.
All my social media basically is almost the same. Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram is at Cuban Cigar Smoker with an A, K-A. Somebody to smoker the right way. They took it, so I have to be creative and come up with Cuban Cigar Smoker. And my Facebook is Antonio Lambertis at the Cuban Cigar Smoker. So that's how they can catch me.
Yeah. All right, guys. Another amazing interview with Antonio.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate you so much. This was amazing. This was so insightful. I know that anyone that was in the chat and anyone that's going to watch this back is going to be like, this. Wow, this was.
And I'm gonna put this out there. When I go on to win my Oscar, you're gonna be my date on the red carpet.
And I'm gonna be right there with you. I'm gonna be like, I interviewed him, and we was talking about this in 2022.
There you go. There you go.
All right, honey. I love you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for everyone that joined us today on The Missing Link. And until the next link, I heart you. I'll talk to you later.